This is the worst time of the year. I need hockey. I need St. Louis Blues hockey. And if I don't get that soon, I think I might actually lose my mind.
You're Locked On Blues, your daily podcast on the St. Louis Blues. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Blues, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. I am your host, Haley Taylor Simon, talking to you all things St. Louis Blues. And this episode is basically going to be more of me ranting about the month of August and why I am just kind of itching for fall. Not because of the weather, but because I miss hockey. And before we get into that, I just want to let you all know that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more. Visit FanDuel.com/locked on today to get started. All right. So for those that don't know about me, I work in sports talk radio, so I am very used to your opinions and comments. And when you and we have conversations, I kind of like sometimes when you don't agree with me. Call me crazy, but I think it just sparks some better conversations, and I do enjoy hearing what you have to say. And last episode, I talked about the fact that the St. Louis Blues' new color commentator is the one, the only Jamie Rivers. And this is a hire that I was excited about because I like Jamie. And I always look for your comments. And it says, this is from Ben. So Ben said, Jamie Rivers is a former Blues defender that works in the NHL players with NHL players on the side. He also might be a skills coach. He would be an assist to the organization and player development and help the defense get better. So while I hear your comment, Ben, that they could better maybe use him instead of being a color commentator, he also does a really good job breaking down things about the players to the fans. And I talk about this a lot. It would have been really nice to have Mr. Jamie Rivers currently on the Blues since the defense is a little bit struggly. But I think it's important to remember that he came back to St. Louis because he wanted to be involved with the organization due to his utmost respect for the St. Louis Blues and the organization. So I feel like, yes, he would be very beneficial helping out the defense, being a skills coach. But at the same time, he's done a lot with youth hockey in St. Louis. He's been a positive impact on the community. And if this is what he wants, then I am going to support it. This is something in his career that he wants to do. And it sucks that we, as fans, as analysts, break down everything and say, well, he could be better used here. And I think that my only take on this is when you've earned the right to choose what you want to do next, and this is what he wants to do, I am going to support it because this team will not be fixed due to Jamie Rivers as a skills coach. And it's not a diss on Mr. Rivers whatsoever, but you could get all the coaching in the world, and the only way the team will improve is by getting players that have skill. Now, I'm trying to be nice because I don't like calling out specific people, but with the defense especially, that is something where a skills coach isn't going to transform the defense. It's just about getting maybe new players. Obviously, they drafted guys, right? So waiting for them to come up. But I'm just saying that his skill set could be better used being a color analyst than being a skills coach. But as I said, whenever anybody has comments, feel free to share them. I truly love just reading them, and my everydayers know that I do check out everything that you write into the show here on Locked On Blues. So I always like to take the first couple minutes to address what you say to talk about it because right now it's summertime. And sometimes when there's not much going on, we like to fixate on certain things. And I know I do. And that brings me into the whole point of I need hockey. I feel like I am losing my mind a little bit. Every single day when I wake up, the first thing I do is check Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. And I just look for the breaking news. I check all of the national reporters. I check the local St. Louis reporters. I check, the team's page, and I'm looking for something because I currently just saw that the Anaheim Ducks made a trade. I forget with who. And I'm like, okay, that's really cool for you guys, but can something happen here in St. Louis? Can something go down so I can get excited? It feels like the most summery summer yet. And what do I mean by that? I feel like it's been quiet. Usually in the off season, which is summer, for you hockey nerds like me, there is something that goes on. And right now, I'm kind of just like, what is going on? Nothing is going on, and it really, really sucks. And yeah, it's one of those things where it sucks. So let's go see. I'm trying to see. So I'm trying to see what actually went down. Jonathan Toews, who plays on the played on the Blackhawks, was the captain, retired. Wait, did he retire? Wait. Oh, no, he didn't retire. He's retired from the Blackhawks. So maybe he'll come to St. Louis. I don't know why I said retired. Somebody retired on the Blackhawks, and I had it in my notes, and I'm like, it's really funny because that team right now, I was nervous about them because of Connor Bedard, and now I'm seeing all these players leaving, and I'm like, while Connor Bedard is a great player, they don't have Kane, they don't have Toes. I'm just saying that they seemed like a big threat in our division, and now I'm like, I don't know about that. Who do you think is the biggest threat in the Central? I still think it's the Avalanche, and I'm going to stick to that. But I'm curious on who you think it is because you can make the argument make the argument that it is the Blackhawks because while they obviously didn't play good this year, which I think they did on purpose, #tank for Bedard, they could be a fire team next season. I mean, they do have Taylor Hall. They have good players besides Bedard. And that's what makes me nervous is that they're the team that I do not want to be successful. Nobody likes the Blackhawks. Original 16, get out of here. But in the Central, and this is going to be something that I'm going to bring up on one of next week's episodes, is who the biggest competitors or competition will be in the Central. Now, I could focus on all the other divisions, like who do we think the biggest rival for us will be in the Metro or, Pacific? No one in the Pacific. Come on now. I'm joking. It's the Knights because they just won the cup. But I want to definitely focus on our division, especially. Oh, co-host, say hi. My co-host is my cat, Stella, who loves whenever I talk about the Blues. As soon as I talk some Blues hockey, she comes out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. Blooper. No. So that would be something. But out of all the NHL teams, I want to know who you think will be the biggest competition. And then out of the Central, who will be. And that will be just something that you and I were going to discuss next week. But I just wanted to bring that up now just because I'm kind of teasing a little bit. I'm giving you a tease on some of next week's content. I usually plan out my content, so I like to just give you a little heads up. That way you know what I'm thinking, and if you have a suggestion, obviously, let me know. All right. Football season is about to kick off, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to win all season long. Because right now, when you bet on a Super Bowl winner, you get bonus bets every time they win in the regular season. Just pick any team to win the Super Bowl, and you'll get bonus bets for every victory. You can use your bonus bets on spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit fanduel.com/locked on and start earning bonus bets with America's #1 sportsbook. That's fanduel.com/locked on. And if I were you right now, I would take out your FanDuel app and bet on the Kansas City Chiefs to have a repeat. Yes, I said it. They are going to be such a strong team this season. They still have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. The dynamic duo will not be stopped. So if you want to win all season long, again, bet on the Chiefs with your FanDuel app. And again, don't forget to use fanduel.com/locked on. My favorite Friday segment, which is my only consistent Friday segment, is Are We Feeling Blue? And the answer is yes. I obviously feel blue. I feel like very little information has come out this week, and I'm itching right now for the regular season. I'm itching for anything. As you know, I am very pressed about a captain. And that is because I still think Braden Shen should be named captain of the St. Louis Blues for this upcoming season after Ryan O'Reilly's departure. But I feel like the Blues have been radio silent. And okay, like, the beginning of August, oh, that's fine. But now that we're nearing the end of August, it is August 18th. I just expected a little bit more. The only things I'm hearing are weddings. And while that's awesome and congratulations, I want hockey news. I want to know who is putting in the work. How are the prospects doing? I haven't heard a single thing, and it is driving me crazy. While I was excited when I saw the different theme nights for the games, that's not the kind of stuff I want. I want to know what work the players are putting in this offseason. I want to know that. I want to know how the young prospects are doing. It's been really difficult to hear anyone talk about things that are going on within St. Louis. And it's been awkwardly silent. A lot of the teams in the NHL, I feel like I haven't heard much about, which is really strange. One team that comes to my mind, and this is like such a random team, you're going to be like, Haley, what the heck? But the Tampa Bay Lightning have been oddly quiet, and that's how I feel about St. Louis. We had some noise before the draft, obviously, but when I think about like two teams that you haven't heard anything about, like those are the teams that come to my mind. I know, like, I don't understand it either. Trust me. Like what goes on in my head, I don't always understand. But it's just been radio silent, and it is bothering me. It is absolutely bothering me. And I'm hearing about, buy the single game tickets. That's awesome. I'm so happy that that's the news I'm getting. I'm so happy that that is an update I'm getting. There was only 55 days until Blues hockey. Like, okay, 55 days until the regular season. And the only information I'm getting is get single game tickets. I want to know what work is being done this offseason. I really enjoyed the behind the scenes of the draft. I think content like that is riveting. It opens up perspective as to what the front office does. But I still feel like there could be more that could be said. And this is what's hard for me. It is the biggest story of the week was about Jamie Rivers becoming the color analyst. And you might think, Hale, wouldn't that make you feel good? Why are you so blue? And I am blue because of this. Obviously, there are moves being made internally, right? And I'm not saying that I want information to be leaked in any way, but it would be nice for maybe like a statement or something from Army, like, as the summer is coming to an end. I'm happy that a lot of our guys have put in effort. Just something. I need something because right now there has been no new captain named. I don't know anything about any of the guys. I have done all of my research and my journalism in doing like everything possible to figure out what is going on. And I cannot find a single thing because it's radio silent. And the fans, we want to know. And as your host of Locked On Blues, not only do I want to know personally, I want to know so I can talk about it with you. I love doing some throwback episodes. That's why I love doing the little history minute. But it's like Chicago, so much to talk about. They're so vocal online. I mean, sometimes it's a little annoying, but they're very vocal online. And I just feel like this fan base deserves something. After the season that the Blues endured last season, after losing our captain in O'Reilly, and to be honest, having a really disappointing offseason, I just want something positive. I just need something. And it's, 55 days. That's not a long time. And in between that 55 days from now until the regular season, there's going to be, training camp, preseason. I hate preseason. And I'm going to get into that next week on why I hate preseason because I feel very strongly about my hate towards preseason. But, I have something for a history minute today. But basically, what I am getting at is this. I hate the off season. I hate it as a hockey nerd, as a hockey fan, as a St. Louis Blues nerd. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this time of the year, and the Cardinals not making it easy. Not making it easy. It's just one of those things where I think that all hockey fans can relate to this when I say this summer is dreadful. Not because of the weather, but because of the lack of hockey. And I broke down, about the players and what I expect out of them. But honestly, at this point, I just need to know what is going on. I need to know who's been putting in the work. And I will find that information out soon, right? Information will be out soon. I'm sure that it will come out within the next week or so with, how the guys were this off season. And I know that. But it's still frustrating when the biggest story of the week is about a color commentator and not about any of the prospects or guys on the team. And I want to know about Jaworski. There's nothing out there right now. It's all the past information. And I know that I went on a bit of a rant. And I don't care that I went on a rant. I think that it is important for me to be vocal about my annoyance of the lack of information that the Blues put out there. I see all these other teams posting about their guys, golfing. I don't care what it is. Just show me that the guys on the St. Louis Blues are somewhat alive. I know that sounds bad, but it's like, come on, how can none of the players be, posting about them, working out over the summer, getting in shape? I just need to know what's going on. And I think that the fan base deserves it, especially after last season. The fan base deserves to know what is going on. But do you want to know what's going on? Well, make sure you follow on Twitter at Locked On Blues to find out all of your new and current St. Louis Blues information, and my own Twitter, which is Haley T. Simon. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It helps me out tremendously, and you get to stay updated on all the latest and current St. Louis Blues videos from Locked On Blues. And during the regular season, do not worry. You're going to see my reactions, and I promise you, you will you'll be stunned because I get really angry. like angry. I mean, not like angry. I just get animated because it's hockey and hockey is life. All right. Blues History Minute. We're going to go back to July 23rd, 2021. Trade alert! Exclamation point. This is from the St. Louis Blues Twitter account. We've acquired forward Pavel Buchnevich from the New York Rangers. And the Blues get Pavel. And who do the Rangers get? I love this so much. Sammy Blais and a second round pick in the 2022 draft. And ironically, Sammy Blais, he's here again. So I just find that really funny. It was actually a really good deal. But it is funny though. Only for the fact that this was like one of Army's best deals, and it makes it even better that we got playback. I I don't know why I find that so funny. Like I'm really like cracking up right now. It just like Army is crazy. Like Army knows, like he just does things, and yeah. It is very funny to me. But, that was definitely something that cracked me up. It's like Army either does really, really, really good things or it's like mediocre. But I think the thing that was funny about it is that everybody liked the trade when it happened. And then now in 2023, it's like, well, we got Blais back. So does that mean that he gets a 200%? Does he get an A++ on that trade? I need to know because that was fantastic. And I just wanted to put that out there. That was absolutely fantastic. And I love what Army did. And I continue to support him. Listen, I know here in Locked On Blues, sometimes I get a little animated. I get a little annoyed and upset. But at the end of the day, sorry for those that are not watching here on YouTube, my cat decided to like lay down on me. But at the end of the day, I am so supportive of anything that gets done that will improve this team. All I want is the St. Louis Blues to be successful. All I am doing is rooting for the St. Louis Blues. I obviously am not going to agree with everything the front office does, but I will continue to support them in any way. So does that mean being a little bit optimistic? Absolutely. Does that mean, trying not to be too critical? I will try not to be. But at the end of the day, the only thing that I care about is the success and the future of the St. Louis Blues. And I hope you can get on board with that too. And I know I mentioned this earlier in the episode, but for next week, let me know in the comments below, or you can tweet me at Haley T. Simon at Locked On Blues. Let me know. Who do you think the Blues' biggest competition will be in the Central? And then who will the biggest competition be overall in the NHL for the St. Louis Blues specifically? Let me know. And like always, how I end every single episode, let's go Blues.